The truth about life is that it's boring. There are millions of people who would rather level up their Clash of Clans town hall rather than level up themselves or their business. And honestly speaking, we would all rather play video games all day rather than studying all day, me included. But the only reasons we choose to study is because 1. It actually means something, 2. We fail, 3. Our futures are in danger, and 4. There's a lot of other shit I don't feel like saying. But the fact is that life / self-improvement / actually doing something productive in life is most of the time boring. And the sad thing is that a lot of us would rather watch some random short about some moron, and it's mostly because your brain will prefer the short-term jerking off it gets from these activities rather than the long-term. Well, e.g., as a creator of the first real-life White Room, you do realize that the students in the White Room studied/played life as a video game in there. So how can we do this in real life, and what was the system the White Room used to make life like a game? So for example, let's look at some games. The Sims and World of Warcraft. People can go play The Sims for 8 hours straight, and they can achieve discipline in The Sims. To develop routines where the character hits the gym, works like 10 different jobs, and socializes a character for like 10 minutes. There's a lot of things they do in The Sims but won't do in real life. So how can they make such a better decisions for their virtual self, but they can't make the same decisions for their personal self? We need to figure that out. And the way you really figure it out is by looking how World of Warcraft is set to addict to unlock massive fulfillment. So here's exactly why. If you look at World of Warcraft and The Sims and Clash of Clans and all these stupid games, every person's need is being fulfilled, and it's also being broken down in ways that they can release a lot of dopamine, then unlock that fulfillment and allow them to get more and more dopamine hits by working towards the goals that they already achieved. So there's really 3 parts. There's social recognition, there's feeling of value, there's fulfillment, and there's belief. So if you have all these 3 things, you unlock massive willpower. In World of Warcraft, all 3 of these things are fulfilled to their very maximum. When you log into the game, what first happens is that you see people who've already gotten the results you're looking for, and you also see whenever you do something, you see yourself instantly getting the results in a little bar in the bottom of the screen as you start to level up. And the same thing happens in the Sim. You see other houses, you see other Sims, and you start seeing progress toward your goal to go there very quickly. And because you know it's a video game, and you believe that video games and the algorithm on which the video game works on, for lack of a better words, you believe it's gonna happen. So there's nothing stopping you from having the willpower to go out there and try to achieve fulfillment in the game. But if you think about life right now, and the business you're working on, the way you're pursuing entrepreneurship, if you guys are, I hope you guys are, do you truly believe that's gonna happen? Probably not, right? If you look at the most successful NBA coaches, for example, they're usually not the smartest ones, but they're usually the most boring ones. They have very boring routines. What they focus on are very small things and tracking them. And so you can learn how to do that too, but the problem is that you don't unlock the belief because you don't believe in it. And when have you ever succeeded in life when you believe you couldn't do it? And so there's nothing stopping you from having the motivation there. When motivation really comes down to is belief in that you'll get your thing, that's it. And having powerful enough motivation will basically let you accomplish anything. So what these games do is they knock out the belief right off the get-go. And so instead you're starting to get fulfillment because you set goals that are realistic. And what most people do in internet marketing or building a business is that they set their first goal to get $100 a day or to get 1,000 subscribers in 1 month. And that goal in World of Warcraft is getting to level 50. And getting to level 50 takes about 100 hours of play. So when you start playing these games, if you have a goal, you don't set that goal because that's irrational. What I mean is starting and then 15 minutes into the game, you think that you're fuck, I'm not level 100. Well, that's basically the same shit as starting a YouTube channel and making 10 videos and being oh, I got 100 views in total. You understand you're gonna get fulfillment in business, not from the money coming in, but by hitting your goals. And because you can enroll in World of Warcraft, track your goals, and constantly see your goal, you start getting results really quickly. Because getting from level 1 to level 2 doesn't require anything. It's like killing 3 rabbits. But when we get into entrepreneurship, your goal is to go full time, to become professional. So pretty much the gist of what I'm trying to say is that what we need to do is create a system that's like a game, and I'll tell you guys how to do it. Okay, so if you made this far in the video and understand what I said, now it's time to tell you guys how to make life into the game. So we're gonna be using Call of Duty as the layout because it's my favorite game. So this is gonna be the first step into making your life a game. So first we need to find out what's our current level. So in the comments, do this right now. Rate yourself out of 10 in these 7 categories: intelligence, combat ability, money, influence, family/relationships, physical health/body, and mental health. And remember, 10 is like combat ability is like John Jones, and 10 in intelligence is like Nikola Tesla. So if I see 10, I'm gonna find you and I will kill you for being a stupid moron in my comment section. No one should have 10 in anything. So now that you know your current level, we know that the max level is 100, so you just want to aim for level 100 basically. So now you want to find out what gives you XP to move that progress bar up and become a higher level. So under each category, place a game mode under it. So for example, in Call of Duty, we know if you play team deathmatch, you'll get a higher level. So for each game mode, just for each category, you put a game mode under it. So once you have all these written down, what you want to do is make your game mode, which will give you the most XP for that attribute, make it the actual thing that's like the highest leverage activity that will give you XP in real life. For example, so mental health equals kill confirmed, which is a Call of Duty game mode, and then that equals meditation, journaling, and gratitude, because those 3 things will actually give me XP into hiring my mental health bar, if you guys understand. So you want to go to each task and then write the 3 highest leverage tasks that will give you the most ROI. So once you guys have done that, let's write that all down in the comment section. So once everyone's done this, right, and now the games will begin. Once everyone writes these down in the comments, then I will pin the highest level currently, so the leaderboard is zombie in the comments. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. Please take action and write it down in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.